and the Little Hut Podcast. Ooh, Brown on Cleveland and the Little Hut Podcast. Listen, that's my rap version. Come on. Mm, mm, mm. Come on inside the house. Yeah. Wednesday evening, 10 p.m. Brown on Cleveland. Yeah. Uh-huh. Mm-mm-mm. You know what? One day we gotta have a dance off. Oh, welcome to the Little Hut Podcast. Brown on Cleveland, Wednesday evening. And of course, this is Freddie, Freddie, no rhythm time, hanging out with Brown, that damn Brown on Cleveland. And one thing I like about Freddie, shake your pom poms, is because she knows she has no rhythm and she takes it like a big girl, a champ.
I ain't gonna comment on that.
You know, because I got to tell you about the homes again. If you and hubby are still looking for a guest house for your daughter or your son-in-law, things happen early in the marriage. Don't forget, you can contact, I said it, Aletha Johnson of Dream Team Realty right now at 216-375-3681. And if you're looking for great t-shirts like the one I have on, I am campaigning tonight. Yes, I am. Well, why? Because
Shameless
I can do it.
plug.
Yep, call New Beginnings 1111 Creations for campaign t-shirts, hoodies, jackets, tumblers, cups, mugs, team uniforms. That's Angie Marie at 216-395-7335. Welcome to the Little Hut Podcast. Yeah, shake your pom-poms. Shake your pom-poms. Shake your damn pom-poms. Just shake it. Well, listen, how are you, Freddie? How are you doing?
I'm good. I am good. I am,
Okay.
yeah, that's all I
All
can.
right. All right. Well, tonight we got a hot topic, and this is a serious topic. It's
Mm,
about street takeovers in the city of Cleveland. But also, too, this thing is all across the country. And yesterday, real quick, I was over in South Euclid, and there was a community festival that was going on, and it was supposed to go from 4 to 9 p.m. Well, lo and behold, the police stopped the festival at 6 o'clock. You say, why, Kimberly? Why? Well, the police had to stop the festival, Freddie, because your kids came to the park, about 200, maybe 300 young people, and started all this chaos, conflict, and confusion. And then it was rumored that somebody in the crowd had a gun. So they told all of the vendors, I was a vendor, to leave. And they told the young people and some parents to disperse. And everybody was just standing there. And I couldn't understand how come nobody was leaving. But then my second mind came in. I said, well, maybe the police, they're using words that people don't understand. Because hmm, everybody should get a quality education. But we know in today's world, people just go to school and they're really not learning simple things. And they really don't understand the term disperse. So, had the police say something like, get your ASS out of this park, they would have understood. Had the police said something like, go home now, they would have understood. But because he used the term disperse, they stood there looking a tad bit confused. Brown on Cleveland, people are tired of these young people. We're at a point now, Freddie, where we can't even take our families to the park to have a good time without other folks' children, just messing up the atmosphere. So tonight is about street takeover. In Cleveland, it involves large group gatherings, often with dirt bikes and ATVs, and they block intersections, they perform stunts, and disrupt traffic. They even stop like the bus from going on. They will jump on top of the bus and cause people to be fearful. These events have been organized, they say, therefore, the police have purposely and they say that want
So,
so
um, where do I like? Okay, so there we go again with another instance of the fact that the young kids know how to network, organize, all that stuff, but they use it in the most destructive manner. And then and if you're having one, 200, 300 kids, I always just struck when people are like, not my kids. It ain't mine. Oh, it's somebody's. It's somebody kids. And when you got a number that large of kids out of control,
out of control.
that is, and I've been saying that this is an in-house problem within our own community. You want the police, then you don't want the police.
Mm-mm,
You don't want to be held accountable for the actions of your kids,
mm-mm.
but your kids, by the time they're 11, 12, are out of control. And they was just talking about this on the news, and whatever the specialist was from, or yeah, the professional specialist in this area, his studies were youth violence. And he was stating, kids needed something to do. They needed after school programs.
Hogwash. Keep going.
No, I'm repeating what was on the
Hogwash.
news.
Keep going.
No, I'm just saying
Hogwash. Keep going.
that that's what was needed in regards to curbing the behavior. And that's from a academic view, because you don't understand the root of this situation. So I just, like, at some point, this accountability to the parents. I know some kids are out of control, but at the same token, you defend the child. You know your child has a dirt bike. You know your child like has these things, and there's no accountability. And you're terrorizing your own community. Again, it's an in-house problem. There's nobody coming from any other areas. This is all black and brown. I don't know, mostly black kids, I'm pretty sure, that's doing this. So when people say not mine, yeah, it is. And if it ain't yours, you should be worried that yours is going to encounter that.
Remember the story? Remember the podcast we did a couple of months ago where people were jumping on the pastor because the pastor told his congregation to teach your children to be obedient to authority, to teach your children to be obedient to the police. And a lot of people got upset. They got upset because they were saying that their children can do whatever they damn well please and it doesn't matter. But here's the thing that gets me: people are quick to disrespect authority, they're very quick to do it. And then when your young person is sanctioned, punished, there's a consequence, then people are quick to say somebody's picking on a child, or they want to scream racism or colorism. But nobody ever talks about, Freddie, behaviorism. What about the behavior? What happened at South Euclid was an embarrassment. And I'm going to tell you why it was an embarrassment. Because those young people, all of them look just like me. And this is not something that I heard. I was there. I was there. And what I saw was a factor of community embarrassment. It was so embarrassing that when I looked at people who didn't look like me, one can only imagine what they were saying. Hmm. And let me stop here. Let me go here before somebody come on chat and they want to make this crazy statement and they'll say, "Well, other kids do it." Well, I'm not talking about other kids. I'm talking about people who look like me because it's an embarrassment. And as a community, we need to stop making excuses for these individuals. They are disruptive. They are destroying other people's property and nobody gives a crap. And had the police been rough with them yesterday, all hell would have broke loose and people would be all over the media right now talking about no justice, no peace, and our young people. And then they'd be so quick to sue South Euclid. The police job is to protect and serve. Let them do their job. Do your job. Those young people were totally out of control and people don't say anything. The takeovers, Freddie, that are occurring here in Cleveland Ward 1 on Saturday nights, Friday nights, Saturday nights, and Sunday nights. I'm glad I don't live on Harvard. The takeover that took place over in Councilperson Mike Polensik Ward this past week on 185th Street. The councilman said that they were even shutting down the highway, the freeway. Do you know how dangerous that is? You got people on the freeway going 60, 70, 80 miles per hour. Then all of a sudden, you got this takeover. Do you know how they have to brake? Do they not know that if a driver is not paying attention, do they understand the consequences of that? Do you understand? And I know a lot of y'all don't even have life insurance, so that's a whole nother issue. You'll be on GoFundMe talking about you need $1 to bury your son or your daughter. This is serious. It's disruptive and it's dangerous. It's organized through social media. And there was a House bill passed, House Bill 54 last year that was passed by the General Assembly. But here's the thing about passing these laws. If the laws are not being enforced, it's nothing but black words on white paper. Brown on Cleveland, damn it, I said it. I'm tired of this mess.
I mean, when are we gonna be sick and tired of being sick and tired? Like this is not. This is just like what our community is. Just it evolves this one thing after another in regards to the disruption and destruction of our own community, and these kids are being raised like this, so they're not just put up. They're raised like this. We've been having issues for decades now with violence in our community. And again, I look at everything because it's layered. But at the end of the day, the accountability starts within us. It starts in the home. It starts with the parent. And it's just the parents. Like it is the parents. Some of these kids are 12, 13, 14. This is a parental thing that your child is out all times of the night, being an absolute menace to society. And then if something happens to, say, a child in the midst of this chaos that they're causing, then there's a uproar and, like you say, a GoFundMe because there's no insurance and all of this, and they were a good child or what, you know. And again, I know you can't control all your kids' actions, but again, If your child has a dirt bike, a four wheeler, or whatever, you know that's yours out there doing that.
Because you bought it.
You bought it. And if you didn't buy it, how the hell did they get it?
You bought it. Because
So
you thought it was cute. You bought it.
how
Why
do
do you
you,
look? Go
yeah,
ahead.
it's like, how do you contend with this ingrained ignorance that is permeating throughout our community, that's permeating throughout, like you said, and it's like you said, it ain't even isolated to just Cleveland, it's abroad, and that just goes to the bigger problem. Um, but it again, if you don't stop it at the root, then you ain't gonna stop it here. You're gonna just lock up this group, and then guess what? Gonna be a whole batch behind them. Then what? Like, you're
Well,
gonna incarcerate away the problem? Because that, I mean, you can lock them up, but then what about the next batch just coming behind them?
well, I think it's time for some solutions. And I'm sick of people talking about, young people don't have anything to do because that is the biggest lie, the biggest myth, the biggest phase of excuse I've ever heard in my life. I was the first wraparound services worker in Cuyahoga County, right? And that program is so watered down now because everybody put their hand into it and they totally messed it up. I was there when there was Judge Leotis Harris and Judge Betty J. Rubin. So I know a little something. I'm a smart woman. I know a little something. And everything started from the root cause, and that's how we dealt with it. So I got a couple of solutions. Sure do. I don't care about the next batch because in my household, it was always like this. When my oldest sister got in trouble, it was a message to the younger kids in the family. You get that? You don't want that what she got. So you learn by example. And my older sister was the example. So we learned what not to do. So I think that they should have like some seriously strict laws. I really do. I believe that, if you identify someone on tape who's part of the street takeover, then I believe, I don't care what age they are, I believe their license should automatically be suspended until the age of 35. So if they're 13, guess what? Can't drive till 35. If you're 19, guess what? Can't drive till 35. If you're 25, guess what? Suspended to 35. You are mandated to take the bus. That's number one. Number two, if you don't listen, I believe there should be automatic jail time. I don't care how old you are. I don't believe in ankle bracelets. Nope. Give them 30 days in county jail. I don't care what age you are. Put them in there. Because apparently you don't know how to act out here. And I also believe that they should attach some community service to it, right? You see all these 50 yards we have? You see that? The hell with court community. You going to be responsible for doing like 1,000 hours of cleanup in the same neighborhood where you committed the offense. I don't think it should be a fourth degree felony. I think it should be a first degree felony. The reason being is because you could have killed somebody. You could have killed somebody. And it shouldn't be any excuses. It should be no room for probation or saying it's your first offense. No, because lives are in danger. And you got to understand this. If they go out there and kill somebody, the person that they kill, Freddie, they don't get a second time, do they? They're not a cat with 9 lives. Not. The other thing I think they should do is this. This is the city of Cleveland and everybody else. Let's talk about the city of Cleveland. We see a lot of these people, street takeovers, they like to go into these plazas, right? And cause all type of chaos, conflict, and confusion and destruction. Well, here's what the city should do for the local businesses. The city should pay 99% of those, moving gates. What do you call them? Those security gates. You know the ones that it's a remote and the gate opened and it closed. Okay. So when the plazas are closed at night, the city should pay 99% to have that gate installed. If they do that, guess what, Freddie? Guess where they can't go? They can't go in the plaza. The other thing it does is this: it stops people from uh, e- engaging in criminal behavior activities in the plaza. Why? Because if you can't get in, crimes can't be committed. You block it. So it's not just a one part solution. You got to look at this stuff from a circle solution. Every single aspect must be dealt with. And let me start talking about these parents. I don't care about what they're talking about. They're not responsible for their kids. Oh, you damn well are. I believe that the parents should get the same penalty as the kids. I do. It's called shared responsibility. When your kid do it, that 60 days, damn it, you gotta do 30 days of it. Sure do. That 1,000 hours of community service, mama, daddy, you gotta do half of that. And I don't care nothing about, when people say the father's not in the home, the mother's not in the home. Well, at some point in time, y'all was in the same home. Y'all share the seed, right? You planted a seed together, right? You got to be responsible for that seed. So I don't want to hear that mess talking about I pay child support. That means nothing to me. It's called raising your child. And I truly believe that when you make everybody accountable and responsible, you resolve the issue. Brown on Cleveland. Lucky I'm not a legislator. Do you understand why now they didn't want Kimberly Brown in the seat?
Yeah, that's yeah. Look,
Yeah, because I'm one of those. I'm
I
one of
get,
those, you nip it in the bud and you do not make excuses for people's behaviors because the more you make an excuse, the more issues we'll have. Brown on Cleveland, show did say it. Ain't taking it back. Nope, not at all. Don't care what y'all say. Don't care. Now I got to get booed.
I mean,
Yeah, street takeover.
I definitely I'm not as harsh as Kim. I'm not.
That's why
Um,
you're gonna continue to
but
live in crime, and I'm not.
I definitely think there's some accountability that definitely needs to be held on the parents and on the
Yes.
children itself. And again, I tell you, I look at everything as a layered problem and an issue that runs unfortunately prevalent in our communities. But some of these kids are coming from decent households with
A lot.
like
Many are.
yeah.
Don't make excuses.
I'm not making excuses. Some of these kids have absolutely no reason. And I just heard, like, I was listening to the radio the other day, and it was Jamal Bryant on there, and he was telling his sermon was about we raising these soft kids, these soft, entitled kids. He like they got $1,000 cell phones, but can't break down a fraction. You raising these.
I told you the cop used the term disperse, and everybody was looking up in the air. Like, what does that mean? Leave the
And he
premises.
said you're raising these kids like they got the same white privilege or something, and just raising them soft,
Yeah, so
spoiled, lazy,
yeah,
entitled,
yeah.
and this
Ungrateful.
world is not anything nice, and we're not
Mm-mm.
we're not raising these kids right. We're not instilling. We so focused on putting on the exterior versus
Yeah,
pouring into the essence and what they need to be good characters and good stewards of their community, and organizing in a way to show up 300 to clean the community, to engage the community, to uplift the community. But we're doing the absolute total opposite of that. And again, an in-house problem that needs to be fixed within, and accountability definitely needs to be held head. And I think is all approaches, like you said, it's a wraparound approach.
it
It
is.
is a civil service, it's the police, it's this social
It
service
is.
component, is the family structure, is all so-called stakeholders and partners actually doing their damn
Yes.
part. But everybody, again, we work in silos because everybody want their own shine. So you can't get nothing done correctly because we just poking at it because everybody
Yeah.
want to be their own. That back to the HNIC. So we get nothing done.
But at the end of the day, you're hurting yourself, you're hurting your family, and you're definitely hurting the community. And it is very unfortunate. I joke a lot. I was joking a lot about the penalties, but some of the penalties, I'm very serious. But here's what's going to happen, and I'm saying this now. Pay attention. If we don't get it together, you may one day get legislators who think like that, who are going to be serious and for real because they're going to say, enough is enough is enough. And any event that that happens, then you will be saying, what is it that we could have done? So, reality speaking, you got to look at the forecast of what the possibilities and probabilities may be. You don't want it to get to that extreme. Lord knows you don't. But if it does, Freddie, you have nobody to blame but yourself. Brown on Cleveland. Street takeovers, you guys, is absolutely crazy. You know, Councilman Mike Polensik, when this happened last week in his ward, he stated that, see, this is where I'm going. He stated that Mayor Bibb and the police chief and the safety director of the city of Cleveland, they need to lay down the law. Now, how you interpret that is how you interpret it. I am interpreting this as him saying, enough is enough. Do what you got to do to bring civil order back to the city of Cleveland. Brown on Cleveland. My 2 cents added to this nonsense. And hopefully people will get some sense to stop this mess of unreasonable sense. Brown, brown, brown. That damn brown on Cleveland. Friday is 1027. And it's
Yeah.
time for us to get up and get out of here. Your last words.
I was just thinking today, thinking about the movie School Days.
Mm-hmm.
And remember Lawrence Fishburne, Brother Dap in the movie. And it was just like when I watched the movie back then, I didn't get it. Like I got it, but I didn't resonate the way it just resonates to me when he kept saying, wake
Mm-hmm.
up, wake up, wake up.
That's it.
When are we going to wake up? When are we going to wake up? So, you know, till next time, live, love, laugh, try to make a difference along the way. It's hump day, but wake up, my people. That's all I'm going to say. Don't let people tell you that woke is a bad thing. The opposite of woke is sleep. So you, right now, what, Sam, what
I
to tell
hear you. So listen, it's been great. I've had such a great week. I've been very, very busy. It's been crazy for me. But as always, Wednesday, every other Wednesday, Freddie is always hanging out on a Little Hut podcast as my co-host. On Friday, Freddie, Friday is going to be an epic show. People love Fridays. People love drama. And I hate to tell you guys this, but maybe so. Y'all know for the last 6 days, again, I got another fool who decided to drag me on social media. And I keep saying, it's only fair that I drag you back. So you got 2 more days to drag me. I'm going to go ahead and give it to you. Do your best drag ever because I ain't mad. But remember, Friday is my turn. When you talk about me in private, you know damn well I'm going to drag you and talk about you in public. My name is Kimberly Brown. Shake your pom poms, shake your pom poms, shake your pom poms. Always remember that you don't have to be a star, baby. You don't have to be a star, baby. You don't have to be a star, baby, to be on this show. You don't have to be a star, baby, but what?
you gotta be bold.
That child can sing. Freddie, Freddie, you can really sing.
I can dance too. I'm gonna show you. I'm about some no rhythm.
Shake your pom. Join me on Friday. Friday's going to be an epic show. And also, too, we're going to talk about that situation that happened in Maple Heights. Why is people in Maple Heights being charged almost $12,000 for a garage that somebody mysteriously damaged? We got the scoop on that, too. And then Sunday, we got judicial candidate and song loving. Everybody's coming to the Little Hut podcast. You guys have a great evening, and I will talk to you on Friday. Say goodbye, Freddie.